Okay, so I am going to very quickly go through this dress. So it looks very complicated, but don't get lost in all the folds. Really think about what is going on here. So we're going to start with the head. Simple head shape, right? And she has this kind of nice Madonna-like angle to the head and the neck. Coming across, coming down a little bit of nice hair here. So it's real simple. So now, next thing, right? Head, neck, shoulders. So find the shoulders. You see how important it is to find the shoulders before you start getting down here? You see how easy it would be to draw the shoulder here? The shoulder's not there, right? The shoulder is up right about here. So here, and then it goes down from there. So the shoulder is about like that. So again, I like to turn the corner on the shoulder so I know what the width of it is. If I don't turn the corner, if I just kind of leave it there, I can run the risk of making the shoulders too wide or too narrow. So here, now I can see where the neck of the dress is. So I'm just going to do that. So there's my start. Where do I go from here? So I'm going to drop a plumb line straight down, parallel to the side of the paper, parallel, so I can tell where I'm going here with the rest of the dress. Now again, there's a lot going on there. There's a shawl, there's her hand, she's holding this vase. So, but we're going to go the way we always go. We're going to go now down to the waist and the hips. So we're going to do our macaroni. If I put that same line over here, that line is going through this fold right here. So I can see there's less on this side of the line than on this side, right? So I got my line here. There's less over here than there is over here, so I can kind of calculate that. It's going to be a little bit more on this side. So, but I'm still going to look for a stretch and compression, and I'm going to have to visualize it because there's so much blocking it, right? So I got to visualize where that's going to be. And so I am drawing, see I'm drawing the shawl, but I'm thinking of this stretch and compression of the torso here and where this hip would have to be coming down. And you can just see, you see this little fold here? That is the knee. So finding the knee. And again, I know that this is a higher waist here, but I'm not going to worry about that because I really can't see it. So, and then I'm going to drop this one down. And if I wanted to, I could take a real quick, I know that the bottom of the stretch and compression is here, right about there. So I know that from this point to the top of the head, I can stand back and take that measurement. This point to the top of the head equals that point to the bottom of the feet. So the bottom of the skirt, because that's where her feet are, right? We can't see them, but we know that they have to be there because that's where the bottom of the skirt is. And the skirt has hit the ground a little bit. There's a little bit of inert fold, but not a lot. So we know that her feet are pretty much right here. So, you know, same way that I draw everything else is I get down, I get the head, neck, shoulders, I find the stretch and compression, I know where the bottom of the hip is then, I know how to get these folds going here, and so you see I've almost got it, right? All I have to do now is decide how much of this that I'm going to show. So I'm now going to draw the shawl. She's got a shawl on, so I'm going to give that some attention. Comes right into her shoulder, right? Just the same shoulder that I drew. The shawl is not that thick. You can see it, not that thick. So you can pretty much see that shoulder, how it comes out. And then you can see where the elbow is, which is going to be right about at her waist, right? Then the shawl, see how the shawl kind of wraps around, then comes down and drops. So that shawl is dropping with gravity, just like the skirt is dropping with gravity. And then over here, the shawl kind of comes over. Like, don't get lost in this. Just give it a simple, just a simple fold. So the shawl goes over her elbow here. This arm is moving over like this, holding this vase, right? Where's the vase in relation to what I already drew? It's right about here. I'm going to draw it slightly bigger. It's a good idea to draw props slightly, not a whole lot, but slightly larger than they are, so you make sure that they read well. So you want to make sure you get that. If you're going to put a prop in, you want to make sure that it reads well. So I have that in there. And the other hand's over here, same thing. Elbow is going to be at the waist, so I can calculate where the elbow, I can figure if the shoulder's here, where that arm would have to be. The hand, get the hand above my base. Wrist coming in, and again we have this shawl coming out. You don't have to draw it exactly what it is, you just have to get the character of it as it is moving. Now I'm going to emphasize the hands, and I'm going to back off of the rest of this, so I'm going to get that wrist into that elbow. I'm going to emphasize, I'm going to darken this a little bit, emphasize these shapes a little bit more than what's behind them. You see how I can push that back by not emphasizing it? I can emphasize this vase a little bit more. I can draw this hand here, get the hand in. But right now, you see how I have the whole figure in. This is like maybe, this is about maybe a 10-minute pose for you guys. Might be 20, but it could be 5. You know, it's the simplest way to get the figure down. Now I can go in and I can draw this arm. I can draw this hand. I can put more information in the face. I can give the hair a little more attention. Yeah, I'm not coloring it in, I'm just giving it a little more attention in terms of its design. A little more attention to the neck, a little bit here, down here. So you see how I can come in and get a lot of this. Now I want to back off of some of that. So, but you can see how I come in and get a lot of this information in here, and you know, not get lost in all the drapery. So that's basically, if you could do this in 20 minutes, I'd be really happy. I don't care about the face. I just want you to concentrate on the body, the clothing, especially the body under the clothing. Honoring where that body would have to be under these folds.